What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana. In today's video, we're going to talk about the crypto markets, where they are now, where they're going, and I'm going to drop down some knowledge that I picked up along the way. But before we get started, gotta let you know, hey, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a crypto expert, but hey, I've been picking up some stuff along the way, and I want to share. Keep in mind that crypto is risky. Camera back on me. So what do I want to talk about in the crypto markets? Everybody was saying that it was going to be a huge bull run, and then it's going to just tank because of the 4-year cycle. People are going to get into stable coins, and then when everything recovers, they're going to hop right back in. So far, hasn't happened, or at least hasn't happened yet. So then it leaves you to wonder what's going on. I'm going to just drop down. I think that nobody knows what's going on. I don't think that it makes for good views and good content to go on YouTube and say, hey, listen, I don't know. So I'm going to say it right now. I don't know, and I don't think other people know. Now, I think certain people have some ideas and can make better guesses as a result of years in the market and doing their research. That is true. However, when it comes to exact predictions or people being moon boys, say, oh, it's going to go up 1,000x. I don't believe that. So, where do I see this going? I personally think that there probably are going to be a lot of Bitcoin options expiring, and because it's at the end of the year, there may be an insane amount, and there could be some manipulation to try to get as low as possible by the end of the year, and then after that, things can kind of staircase up back to normal. But people aren't really patient, right? Everybody wants those gains. Everybody wants that. I think that's why people are starting to go into more what's known as like degen bets. So they're trying to chase whatever coin that they think that they can make that 10x because they're impatient, they're hungry. They were promised these gains or thinking that they would make these gains, and they're not there. So then they're trying to chase it. I think that's why a lot of blue chip projects are selling off, because some people are willing to let go of that to risk it for even higher rewards. That's how I see it. Now, I could be wrong, but then I also follow more of what Willy is saying, that it's more of a drunken walk upwards because so many people are in the game. But at the same time, I'm mentally prepared for a lot of different scenarios. If there's a blow off top where it just goes parabolic and people get way too greedy, yeah, I got a game plan as to how to go about it. If it's just sideways right now, hey, guess what? I know why I'm in it and how I'm going to play accordingly. So let's just talk over some pieces of advice, and I'll go into more detail later. So here we go. Number one, don't necessarily believe what all the experts tell you, because I think after a while you're going to get burned, and you may be like late to the party, so you're not early, you're going to be late, you're going to be that exit liquidity sometimes. So it's always good to take some good advice and information, but don't always trust that blindly. Now, some people may say like, oh, you're wrong, Maybe. I'm just going to assume that all my predictions are wrong. Okay, so another piece of advice. Understand why you're in it. Because if you don't know why you're in a trade or what you're doing, it's very easy to get emotional and make the wrong moves and be taken advantage of. So if you're into Bitcoin because you like Bitcoin, you like the technology, do more research, know the price action, be prepared, have maybe some price limits in place. So then that way, when it happens, you're not surprised and you're not just panicking, because a lot of people panic and they get taken advantage of. So do your research, know why you're in it. Come up even with a thesis. Elio Trades, he talks about like, hey, he believes that gaming cryptos are going to be huge. So then he positions himself accordingly, and he has his timeline. Don't FOMO in just because somebody's on crypto Twitter saying this is going to be the next project. Guess what? There's going to be 100 more that come flooding in. So don't worry about it. Be patient. Maybe even have a stash of funds for the FOMO projects when that happens, right? And I'm guilty of that, so I need to follow my own advice on that. So we'll talk about that later. Network with people and communities. Find the people that you trust, that you think have been making the right calls, that they have kind of the similar thinking styles to you, perhaps. That's just, man, you got a lot of options. You got Telegram, you got Discord, you got Twitter. All that knowledge is out there for free, right? So even if it comes down to crypto or learning things that complement well to crypto, such as being able to read the charts and do technical analysis when it comes to even coding, you don't have to go to a college and pay thousands and thousands of dollars when all the resources are online. Everything that you need is online. Now, I can foresee that in colleges they'll say, hey, by the way, take our course in Solidity development, but why pay thousands of dollars when you can do it right now, online, with the resources? Doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. man, you're gonna make mistakes. I'm making mistakes all the time, and I should do another video where I just say, take a look at how bad I messed up. So keep that in mind, and allow yourself to make mistakes. It's a part of the journey, because if you don't, well then guess what? Somebody else who's willing to go through the mud to end up on the positive side, well, they're going to be there a lot faster, taking advantage. Yeah, of course, do your own homework, research. I say that it's impossible to necessarily predict, but I think the more time you put into doing the homework and preparing yourself, the luckier you are. And if you know anything about gambling, like legit going to a casino, what do they suggest when you play blackjack? House strategy, because it gets you as close as you can to 50%. Now, the more you know and play closer to, basic strategy, the better your odds are. So why not take advantage of that? And then what's even better is if you can count cards and do other things, but that's beside the point. But you get the idea here. And then finally, be patient. I think that so many people are willing to sell their blue chips, they're really high, great crypto projects, and they're willing to just depart with it super quick in order to chase these degen profits, because people were promised profits, they didn't get it, and maybe they want that appetite, and then they go look for other things that promise to be 100x, and then it's a scam or something else, and then they lose it all. So be patient. Even though in crypto things move really fast, still as a whole it's still kind of moving slow, probably even slower than I would like it to be. So keep that in mind. If you can outlast other people, was that survivor, outwit, outplay, outlast? Same thing applies. So much for all those pieces of advice. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail here with some links and all that good stuff. We're not looking at proxy right now. We're looking at Bitcoin. So you can even zoom out from the charts and you can see, like, wow, this has gone a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and then a lot of purple lines, because that's just how I do my technical analysis. Does play out pretty well, eh? Take a look, like, see, go boom, 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 bounces all in there. But yeah, so many people were, man, I'm sure so many people got impatient right here around early November when they're like, oh yeah, here it comes the promised bull run. And what happened? Minus 25%. Do I think that we're gonna end up the year strong? I don't know, maybe. Like maybe we'll get up to 62K in my opinion. And then, nah. But then next year could go up. Now, I think every coin has its purpose. Bitcoin, more of a safe bet. Probably institutions can get in, whatever. Ethereum is more of, like networking and being able to actually have utility. But then maybe with the higher gas fees, people are looking at alternative solutions. So, man, people are going to hate on me for saying everything about their coin. But it doesn't matter, because that's how I see it, is every project has its pros and its cons. A lot of projects are probably going to come out and they all can't survive. It's just going to be too saturated, too diluted, I should say. And a lot of projects that don't have strong fundamentals and community are going to get burned. But in the meantime, I think this is more of the expansion phase. So it's pretty cool to see. What else can I talk about? It's kind of funny how there's a person right there and then there's me. But anyways, do your homework, right? I talked about homework. Look at macroeconomics, right? It sounds so boring. Why would I want to know about what's going on in the real world, the macro, etc.? I just want to know with this particular project that you're looking into. However, when you get a better understanding, it gives you that little edge. You know how we use that analogy in basic strategy and being able to count cards? Well, do you understand what the central bank is doing? What if all of a sudden, instead of pumping money into the system, they stop? What if rates change? What if there's a black swan event? What about all these different items that can happen? Are you prepared? Do you understand how we even got to this situation, and why people are looking at crypto and the technology side, and also from a portion of utility and economics? This is all helpful information. So this may be a long video. I'm not even done watching it, but this is the stuff that I'm watching. Dude, crank this up at double speed. Honestly, crank it up at double speed, because then you can digest or get twice as much information. But why wouldn't you want this information? Any little bit can help. So I think you get the point. On Twitter, I actually have a person that I go to that seems to be like an ultra expert, or like way more advanced than I am. So I always like to ask him questions. I look to see what he's doing and position, recalculate my position as well. He's MJ the pop star. So man, he's got good info, but it doesn't matter if you necessarily follow him or you follow somebody else. Just you'll learn. That's really what I'm trying to say, is learn and grab it from a lot of different other places. I mean, heck, I have my own Discord channel. I talk to a lot of people. I'm asking for advice from people as well, and they're letting me know about the information. It's like, that's awesome. That's what I like. I like hearing about all these different projects and be like, okay, I heard about this. Maybe I'll research it later if I happen to moon in one project and want to reposition. Maybe I'm completely wrong and I need to adapt, and other people are helping me see already where the light is. I want to be early. I don't want to be late. Jordan Lindsey, he does more of a technical analysis. He helped me, the fact that he shifted from the S&P 500 over to Bitcoin, saying like, yo, this is a really great trade, gotta take a look at it, made me say, I need to do more research. But then I went down the rabbit hole and said, all right, what else is there other than Bitcoin? Because I'm not a whale. I want to get more gains and etc. But he teaches technical analysis and how to do well. And in fact, dude, read books. So maybe I don't necessarily agree with where he sees the price action of Bitcoin going in the time frame, etc. But his mindset and other traders' mindsets help. So for example, he recommended this book, and I'm gonna read it. I'm reading it right now, and it costs, I don't know, $15 on Amazon or whatever the price may be. Heck, go online to google.com. Maybe they got this for free. I don't know. I'm scrolling and it seems like it's got information here. Maybe you agree with it. Maybe you don't. Maybe it has one little nugget of information. And what is it? Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn. This is where it applies. So if you're passionate and you like something, try to get as much information as you can. I feel guilty a lot of the times because, hey, I'm out here, I'm talking on the channel, and I don't have all the information. I'm still learning and going through the process, but at least I'm trying to share, so then that way I can say like, guys, take a look. I'm looking at this, learning from that. Oh, I made a major mistake right here. Don't try to do that. Oh, I got burned. So this is all great info. For example, another book is The Price of Tomorrow. It talks about what if we're not doing inflation, but deflation is a major problem. You say, what, Professor, deflation? Well, yeah, because technology is coming around, is making things more efficient. That means more robotics, less jobs, and price and other things go down. So how do you handle that? So you got one hand inflation, deflation, how can you correlate where's the future going, etc. So it's always a good thing to keep in mind. And another person that I like to follow now is Willy because he talks about just more or less on-chain analytics and how he sees things going, more of Bitcoin being a drunken walk up in terms of price appreciation. But you know what? It doesn't matter necessarily who I'm following. This is just the framework that I'm using. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm learning, I'm doing my homework, researching as much as I can. So then that way I have a little bit of a better edge and I'm learning, as opposed to somebody that's relying on others for information that they don't for sure know. And I want to be early. So that's really all that I got to say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Pieces.